SMS, triple X. That's the only time I ever shoot below.
What's up? It's the boy Jonathan Belcher here, talking about something really important in this video. What I'll be talking to you about in this video is the importance of trusting your intuition. You gotta trust your intuition. You gotta trust that nudge within you that says to make a decision, right? Whether that means you're at a place and you get that nudge that tells you to leave, or you're dealing with a person in a certain situation and you get that nudge that tells you that this person is a negative person or isn't good for you for whatever reason. You gotta trust it. You gotta trust it. And the thing about an intuition is that it doesn't have any concrete evidence to it, right? And that's why a lot of times we may second guess our intuition, because it doesn't have concrete evidence. It's just a feeling. And you got to remember that at the end of the day, like I've said in my previous videos, that although we're in a physical body, within our body is a spirit, right? So at the end of the day, we're all spiritual beings. We're all spiritual beings, so we can get a feeling about something before there's any evidence to prove that we're feeling. You know what I'm saying? And you can choose to ignore it, or you can choose to follow and trust your intuition and, you know, make a new decision. And every time in my life, for example, though, every time in my life where I've had a certain intuition about something, I've really never been wrong. You know, I've never ever been wrong in my life. And sometimes I get an intuition about something and I'm so upset that I'm getting an intuition about it because I don't want that feeling to be true. You know what I mean? Have you ever been in your life where you get a feeling about something, and the feeling that you get about something, number one, you don't know why you're feeling that, and number two, you really don't want it to be true. You don't want the result to be in line with your intuition. And I can remember the other day, right, like last week, I was just hanging out. It was I don't know if it was a Thursday. Yeah, it was a Thursday night, and my cousin hit me up and he was like, you know, John, what's up? He was like, you know, there's a rooftop party happening tonight, and, you know, I think we should go check it out. And I'm like, yo, let's go to the rooftop party. I'm like, as long as there's girls, you know, some drinks there, some music there, I'm with it, let's go, right? So we go out to, this is actually in Richmond Hill. We go out to Richmond Hill to go to the rooftop party, right? So I'm thinking, when I hear rooftop, I'm thinking some type of spot where it's like a lounge or a restaurant or something, and you know, it's legit, where you go in and then you go upstairs and you're outside in the rooftop and everybody's got like drinks in their hands, music blasting and food. And that's my idea of a rooftop, a real establishment, a rooftop party. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was thinking. So I'm on the way, we're driving there. I'm with two cousins of mine, right? And we're driving there, and then we get there finally, and we get to the block. We get to the block of the supposed rooftop party, and I don't really hear any music, you know, and I'm confused. I'm like, why don't I hear music? And then the block that we're on is just full of mad brownstones. So if you know anything about brownstones, a lot of those are in Brooklyn, right? But we were on the border of Queens and the border of Brooklyn on this particular night, and I'm looking down the block and I'm looking at these brownstones. I'm like, yo, how can there be a rooftop party over here? Here goes my cousin. Oh, yo, bro, there's a roof up there, like, you know, the party's up there at the top of the roof. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, this wasn't even what I was expecting. So I'm like, yo, now remind you, it was some girl who told him about this rooftop party, right? I think he started talking to the girl through social media. I don't know if it was through Snapchat or Instagram, but he started talking to the girl through some social media site. And I'm like, you know, the first thing on me and my other cousin's mind is, yo, this is mad sketchy. You know what I mean? This is mad sketchy. Like, why don't we hear music, and why is it at the top of a brownstone? And like, it's like, then we're in front of the address and we just see mad guys just sitting outside on the stoop, chilling. And we're just like, yo, so I'm like, yo, let me just circle the block and just get a feel of the vibe and check out what's going on for some time before we just make a decision to go up inside of this building and walk all the way up to the roof, right? Because that's just how I am. I like to feel out situations to know how legit it is, because, you know, in life you just gotta trust your intuition, because people out there will try to set you up. People out there will try to get you robbed or get whatever, you know what I mean? So you gotta know, you gotta take precaution when you go into a place that you've never been before, especially when it's sketchy and it's not like a real establishment. So what happened was, I ended up circling the block a couple times. I'm just watching the scenery, I'm watching my surroundings, and then finally the girl texts him and tells him, you know, come up, you know, right now it's not really that live yet, but come up. And now at this point it's like mad late, it's like 11 or something like that, and I'm like, yo, how's it not getting live yet? You know what I'm saying? So get to the door, right, and we're greeted by two women, right? I'm greeted by a young lady, one young lady and another young lady, and one is white and one is black, right? and they greet us, give us a hug and everything. Real cool girls, right? So I'm like, wow, this is a nice way to greet us, you know, a black girl and a white girl. So they give us a hug, and we walk up, they tell us to follow them, but they tell us to be quiet. So once they say be quiet, I'm like, damn, they're not even supposed to be doing this party, you know what I mean? And these, you could tell, these are young girls, real young girls, probably never been through much, and you know, they're just throwing this party and they're winging it. So finally, get upstairs to the rooftop, get outside, and it's a sausage fest, right? There's mad dudes there, mad dudes, and it's like a couple, like I could count on my hands the amount of girls. The 2 girls that greeted us, and like 4 other girls up there on the actual rooftop. Now, when we get on the rooftop now, it's pitch black. It's pitch black. You can't see shit, right? So my cousin looks at me, he's like, yo, this is not the place we should be at, right? Now, of course, my cousin who told me about this rooftop party, he wants to stay there and he wants to chill there. And remind you, you can't even blast music because they're not supposed to be up there. So the music is mad low, it's pitch black, there's mad guys there, and there's not enough girls. All the signs that some bullshit could happen, right? And all the cops got to do is raid up there, run upstairs to the rooftop. Where are we going? We're in the top of the roof. What are we gonna do? Really? Like, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna hide? You know what I'm saying? So one of my cousins like, yo, you know, my intuition is telling me we shouldn't be here, man, because like we need to bounce. And I'm like, yo, let's just see for a little bit, you know, just feel it out a little longer to see what it is. But I totally understood what he was saying. And he was like, yo, John, my intuition never fails me. And I'm like, yo, I understand, I get it, but let's just chill for a minute. You know, our other cousin told us, you know, about this, so let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. So we chilling there, and I'm just vibing with him now. While I'm vibing with my cousin, I'm just watching my surroundings, right? I'm watching my surroundings, watching everything. Now, one of the girls, the white girl who actually greeted us, she comes up to me, starts talking to me, asking me my age and stuff like that. Couldn't believe that my age, right? She thought I was like 21, 22. She was like, I look mad young or whatever. So we started talking, and then she shows me her tattoo, right? She shows me her tats, and the next thing you know, she's showing me like damn near pulling her pants down a little bit, showing me her tat. She had a tat like damn near, like basically I could see her ass crack as how low she had to pull her pants down for me to see her tattoo, right? And now I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So she's giving me vibes, right? But I'm just chilling because I'm like, yo, I'm about to leave here, like. And then she tells me she's like 20 years old, so I'm like, yo, you're 20. This girl is mad young around all of these guys up here in this rooftop, and I'm just like, this is probably not gonna end well. So number 2, another thing, right? They weren't even checking for there was no metal detectors, there was no security guards, there was nothing. You could bring anything up there in that rooftop, right? Now it's not even a legit rooftop, it's at the top of a brownstone. So we tell my cousin, I'm like, yo, one of my cousins tell my other cousin, he's like, yo, let's leave, we gotta get out of here, right? Because his intuition was telling him, yo, we should not be here. So sure enough, he's like, nah, man, let's just stay. So we like, nah, let's leave. I was like, if one of my peoples who I'm with has an intuition and a feeling about something, I listen, right? And that's how you gotta be in life, in business, in relationships, in anything that you're doing. You gotta trust your intuition and follow it, because it's there for a reason. It's like a signal that tells you something. It's almost like a psychic signal within you, because we're spiritual beings, that tells you where you should be or where you shouldn't be, and you gotta follow it. So we listen. So I listened. I was like, yo, I'm out. So me and my other cousin started walking down the stairs. The other one was walking behind us mad slow. We get downstairs, right? And then we see more guys about to come upstairs. Not even more girls, right? So at this point, we're like, yo, we gotta leave, man. This is definitely not the scene for us. So moral of the story, did something happen that night at that rooftop party? Probably not, right? Probably nothing happened, but in my mind, I know, you know, I live in New York. I know a lot of people, they carry guns and they go to parties with guns, and I didn't go to the party strapped or anything. I didn't have a gun on me, so automatically you could be vulnerable in a situation like that, you know? So you gotta be smart to know, like, yo, I gotta leave. I've been in countless situations with even females, with a girl that I'm with, and if she doesn't like the vibe of the place that I'm at, and she tells me that, I'll just leave off of her intuition, not even mine. Why? Because females naturally have a better intuition than guys. Females naturally have a much better intuition than guys. So if you're around a female that's telling you something, you probably should listen. You probably should listen, because they could feel things much better than guys can. So that was just my story today. I just wanted to tell you that, and in this story share with you the power of following your intuition, and you can use it in multiple situations in your life, and it'll save your life, it'll improve your life, and it'll make you have a much more positive life. So this is Jonathan Belcher. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit me up on Facebook if you want to talk about anything. I will see you later. I hope this story was kind of funny to you and it made a lot of sense and you got value from this video. I will see you later. Peace.